Hey y'all, welcome to Blunt Talk. Another episode, baby. How you guys doing? This is the 10th installment right here. And basically, last episode, I loved all the reaction, the way you guys received it. It was awesome. Thank you for the support, nonstop love and affection and all that stuff. Keep hitting the like button and keep playing my episodes on SoundCloud and YouTube. That's all I can ask for. Thank you, because it just motivates me to go keep on going and going and going. But without further ado, I got a very special guest, one of my day one homies from Rider University, basketball pickup all the time, none other than Hollywood Dyllon. How you doing, Dyllon?
Yo.
What's good, Dyllon? How's your quarantine been, first off?
Yo, bro, what's good, bro? I've been busy, staying active, working, trying to get this money.
I feel that. Yeah, because I see you on your story nonstop. You're always busy with work and stuff.
I'm always out, bro. I'm always on the move.
For me, it's just been kind of laid back. I haven't done that much, to be honest. I've just been applying to jobs, playing video games. I haven't had a chance to work out or play basketball, sadly.
I played ball a couple of times, bro.
Really?
I hop a fence to go play ball this one part. But besides that, yeah.
You know what's crazy? Because down here in Virginia, the governor, what he basically did is he removed all the hoops from parks.
Yeah, most places did that, but for some reason, this one park has every court still up. They closed the gates so you can't get in and out.
So you basically hop it up, just go over it.
I'm
gonna have to try that with any of the courts around here, but I don't know if any the courts around here even have the hoops. So
I was so out of shape, bro. It was terrible.
Bro, I've been doing jailhouse workouts. Every now and then I'll remind myself and I'll do a little bit of push-ups, a little bit of sit-ups.
Nah, same over here. But I was at my grandma's house and I found this weight, so I took that back home. Yeah.
That's nice. All right, so I see you actually been able to grind then.
A little bit, very little bit.
So let's start off with the first topic of the episode. We're gonna talk a bit about Black Lives Matter protests that's been happening in the country with the current situation and everything's been going on. George Floyd, rest in peace. So you have been able to actually been in one of these protests back in Jersey. Tell me a little bit of the experience. How was it able to be in this protest and see everything happening in the action? How did it feel?
The protest was amazing. It was peaceful. First off, nobody was. There was 30 people who were the bad eggs, I want to say, in the group. They was looking for trouble. You feel me? Besides that, everybody was unified. It was great. All right, so when we pulled up, right? There was, I guess, guest speakers.
Really?
That were, yeah, bro, and it was so powerful. You felt their anger, you felt their pain, you felt their ambition to have this change, right?
Yeah.
And then for about an hour, we were listening to them, and then these ATVs pulled up. It was 15 ATVs, right? Start riding around in circles, and obviously after an hour, people are bored of hearing people and seeing, I guess, whatever rant. So we started following ATVs, and then we're all watching ATVs do tricks and stuff, and then the ATVs pulled off, right? And that started the protest walk pretty much. We were following the ATVs around North.
Damn.
And then while we were walking, we were doing chants. We was just supporting each other. It was amazing. And at this one part, we all took a moment of silence for George. We all took a knee for Black Lives Matter. It was real. It was great.
That's inspirational, homie. That really is that's really good to hear that. It was not only was it done peacefully, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And there was Black people, white people, Asians, a couple of Indians, Puerto Ricans. It was great. And we were stopping traffic, but the people that were in the cars, right? They also honking at supporting us too.
Hey.
Right.
That's really good to hear, because not everywhere in the world the protests are happening the most peacefully, and some people are doing more violent and all that. But to hear that actually the protests were able to be done peacefully, and still you guys got your message across. That's really nice to hear.
That's all we want to do. That's all we want to do is I'm gonna message across, bro.
Exactly, because you guys gotta get your voice heard, any way you
Exactly.
can.
But yo, the people who are going to these protests,
Mm-hmm.
go there peacefully. Don't go there to loot. Don't go there to hurt somebody. Don't go there to antagonize the cops, bro. Go there to get your message across.
Exactly.
See?
I think it's really insane because you gotta think about it. Not only is this happening, but we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and then like it shows the amount of people that are still coming out of their homes finally, like after like months of staying inside. You know what I mean? It's kind of like crazy to see all these people just come together and actually.
Because this is bigger than that, bro.
That's what I mean. It's just it's gotten crazy to the point that like it's unimaginable.
And it's 400 years overdue. 400 plus years overdue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Personally, because like not everyone is able to go or like doesn't decide to go, but what made like why did you ended up going to these protests? Like how did the decision process was it like you saw the opportunity and you were just like I gotta do it, or like explain a little bit about that?
So
because my bad because I saw that you went with a couple of your fraternity brothers, you know what I mean, from like and you guys were like with the leathers and everything in the pictures.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah. So it was a group decision. We were like, yo, it's close. It's not that far. I'm like, this is this is bigger than us. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we gotta take advantage of this opportunity, and you gotta think about it too. So in 20 or 30 years, right, when you have kids or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're talking about 2020, and you talk about this particular time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are they gonna ask you, where were you? Like, what were you doing? And like now, I'm able to tell them like, yo, it's okay to go out there and protest. It's okay to go out there and stand up for what you believe in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cause 50, 60 years ago, during the riots and the walks for the Jim Crow laws, our ancestors were doing the same thing. Our grandma was doing it. Our moms, that they're old enough, were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So why shouldn't we do it?
I love that. I love that because honestly, if you have the opportunity, you should go and do whatever you can. Even if you don't want to be part of the protest, like go there and like provide like waters or like provide masks, provide clubs, anything, any way that you can support, donate, anything will honestly be like beneficial to like the whole cause. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro.
Where exactly was like the protest you said? Because you said that wasn't that far away. Because I've been looking at my social media nonstop, and I saw that like Camden, New Jersey had like one of the biggest protests.
Yeah. Camden had a peaceful one, but this one was up north in Newark, New Jersey, on Market Street. Yeah.
Okay.
Where it started.
Got you. Besides all the protesting and all these things, like, cause like I've been seeing on my social media, and it's nonstop. People with their signs, people just marching, people dancing, doing all their stuff, doing their different things, and like the protests. What other thing would you say is like a possible way to like raise awareness or spread the awareness? You know what I mean?
Another possible way.
Anything, bro. Even the most stupid or like the most like crazy idea.
It really depends on the person. And like who you know. So like say you know a cop, right?
Okay.
Don't be scared. Like even if that's your friend or your family, be like, yo, you gotta speak out for it. Cause like the cop that you know or that you related to is already inside the force. Like they dealing with it on an everyday basis.
Yeah.
So if they can step up, be a leader, be like, yo, that's not right. Yo, let's just keep this calm and let them protest, and it'll be smooth sailing. Because like
I agree.
Videos, I saw a lot of videos where like cops is pushing people, hitting people, fighting them, and all that, and then like that's just gonna make shit even worse. My fault if I curse. I'm giving the curse.
You're good. No, I agree with you. Like talking to the actual like officers, if you know officers that are close to you, or family or friends or whatever, and tell them like, yo, like do what's right. Like that's exactly. A good way.
Because now y'all gonna be talking, but there's no promise that our next person don't want to talk no more. They about to action. You feel me?
I got you. That's a good point. And me as a Hispanic, like I understand, like you know what I mean. We're all in the same boat. We're like minorities and all that.
Right.
And, like, well, if this was like targeted towards us, we would want our voice to be heard. You know what I mean? And like the same could go to any minority. They want their voice to be heard. So like,
that's cool.
Any way that you can spread this awareness is like very like I'm up for it. If you can spread the awareness, raise awareness, whatever way you can, you have to, because like it's a serious issue that shouldn't be like actually taken like lightly. You know what I mean?
Correct, bro. Like people are really dying every day, all over the. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Any other like thoughts or like? My bad. I kind of cut you off. What'd you say?
Like when you watch the video, like he knows he's gonna die because nobody's helping him. And if you recorded some shit like this, you're just as bad. You're not just as bad as a cop, but
I know what you
close
mean.
enough.
You recorded it, but you didn't do anything. You didn't take action. Like you just stood there and recorded it and watched it.
All it took was somebody to push him off, and he would have been here today. To talk about.
Yeah. I agree with
that. Half of America is in fire right now.
Minneapolis is on some crazy stuff, man.
As they should be.
Those people are like, it's just wow. It's like seeing like pictures of like the burning buildings and like all this stuff like going on there. I'm lucky. I'm happy that I'm not there right now in the middle of all this because I can't imagine how to feel in that situation. You know what I mean?
Nah, I hear you, man. Protest though, in the protest yesterday, they took an American flag down and they burnt it.
Really?
Which I'm not really with that because whatever, but
yeah, no, I get it. Like it's not the thing. It's not the first thing you would think would happen in one of these protests. Like it's something that's out of the ordinary.
But shit, son, something got to get done.
Something just have to, yeah.
Feel me?
No, I feel you. I agree with you 100%. Is there any other things like you would like to mention or like to share about the protest? Like, what was the vibe? What was the atmosphere? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, we was all there for the same purpose, so the vibe was good. You feel me? But yeah, that's it, bro.
Got you. Thank you so much for taking some of your time to actually talk about this. Since you were actually in the protest, I've always wanted to talk to people that have been in these protests. You know what I mean? Because they actually had the opportunity to stand up and speak their message.
It's all good.
Now, on to our first sports topic of the day. My boy Dylan, you are the biggest diehard fan of these Pittsburgh Steelers. And when I say that, like, flashback. I remember when we were playing 2K in the crib, you know what I mean? We were playing, you were mollywopping me nonstop. I was like, dang it. And then, like, I don't remember who it was. Someone came through the door and, like, tell you the score of the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New England Patriots and, like, the last or second last regular season game of that year. And you were furious, my guy, because, like, you guys needed that game for, like, the position for the playoffs and the first bye or something. So, first off, why are you a Pittsburgh Steelers fan? Like, what made you become a Pittsburgh Steelers fan?
My uncle Tim, bro.
Okay.
Because like when I was younger and I was living in Brooklyn, I didn't know shit about sports, and like I'll come to Jersey with my uncle and aunt and them, and like this man had Steelers everything, and he was like, "Yo, are you a Steelers fan now?" Mind you, I'm like 5 or 6. I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah, like the little kid like them, like, yeah, okay. Like, I get it.
And then that's when I started playing football, and I was a big Steelers fan then too.
What position were you when you played football?
Man, I did everything. I did running back, receiver, linebacker, safety, corner.
Gotcha. Well, you weren't good at passing, so you weren't a quarterback.
I was too short.
Hey, I hate when people say that because, like, I get it. Like, you have to be tall enough in a sense to, like, actually overlook, like, all the people in front of you. But, like, if you got the arm, like, you know what I'm saying?
My arm was accurate. It wasn't really that strong. Like, only threw, like, 40 yards.
Okay. Who's your favorite Pittsburgh Steelers of all time? Like, who's the play? Like, it doesn't matter who it is or what era. Like, all right, let me rephrase the question. All time that you've been able to see play, or that like in your lifetime.
I had to say, all right, my top 5. I'll give you top 5.
Top 5, perfect.
No order. Jerome Bettis, the bus. Okay. Hines Ward. Troy Polamalu.
Polamalu was my guy.
That was my man,
bro. Commercials too. He was hilarious on everything.
Like I didn't seen him jump 100 snaps.
Sheesh.
Is it Antonio or Santonio Holmes? Santonio Holmes was my man's.
I remember that. Like, I don't know football that much, but that name rings a bell.
Yeah, and this last one nobody remembers, but Speedy Willie Parker.
Speedy Willie Walker. That's such a dope nickname.
Willie Parker, number 39.
Willie Parker?
Number 39.
Number 39.
75-yard touchdown against the Seahawks. Yeah,
75 yards, my guy?
Man was like that, bro.
That's impressive in itself. I don't care if this man didn't, like, get no, like, records or anything. Just the fact that he got able to do 75 yards on a touchdown. Sheesh.
In the Super Bowl.
I'm speechless. That's just wow.
That's now, the worst Steeler to ever put a uniform on was Lyman Sweet.
Lyman Sweet? Yes,
he played for the University of Texas. He was a first or second round pick. Okay. When I tell you this nigga had hands like feet, like he was terrible, bro.
You said hands like feet.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This nigga was shitty.
I got you.
I'll spit on him if I ever saw him.
That's how much you – damn, son. Dylan, you got to chill, yo. There's no reason for you.
Listen. He hasn't played in, I think, 7-8 years, and I still remember him. That's how bad the hate is.
All right, that's a good point. If you still remember him after 7-8 years, it's not that you can't move on. It's impossible. I get it.
Let me look it up for you,
bro. While you look that up, I was gonna say, last season you guys weren't performing that well. Like you guys finished with an even 8 finish for your record.
I don't know what you're talking
about. Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro. We played well last year.
But you didn't. It wasn't good enough to make the playoffs. Technically, you know what I mean.
Listen, we're playing with a 4th string quarterback. Yeah, so he played about 10 years ago. I'm sorry.
Oh, 10 years ago? Sheesh. Okay, but that's pretty impressive because you still remember him, no matter how trash he was.
Second round pick.
Out of Texas.
I
got you. Okay.
Terrible, bro.
That's interesting because, like, the hatred is very pure there for you. My God, my guy.
I've seen a lot of bad things with that man.
Okay, I'll take
it. Like, he was so promising, like.
I feel that.
I'm good.
But back onto, like, last season, like, what do you think was the issue last season? Or what do you think was the reason, like, because you guys in the last 2 years or, like, last year and a half, like, had issues with, like, Antonio Brown. Like, that man was on some other stuff, my God. This man was on some cuckoo, like, crazy, man.
To be honest, the problem, I think, I'm just going to say is Big Ben, bro.
You really think so?
Yeah, like if you have a superstar, because mind you, we lost Le'Veon Bell the year before that.
I remember that, and Le'Veon Bell was a stud for y'all. I don't know what went through the head with you guys, and like being like, yeah, we're not gonna pay him money. Like, I never understood that.
It's because he's a running back, and like today's time, the running back's lifespan is very, very low. But like, mind you, Le'Veon is also a receiver. Like, this man catches over 50 balls a season. And mind you, he's only playing half a season because he's always suspended because of drugs. But like, when he is playing, he's an all-star automatically.
He's an all-star. I've seen him play. This man can battle through anyone that's in his way. Juke, turn around, spin, anything, jump, duck. You know what I mean? This man is just like just a machine, man.
Then we lost Antonio because Big Ben got a head on him, and then like after that, it was just a downfall.
What's the name of the guy that like stepped up in receiver recently for you guys? It's like a long name. I forgot it. I just forgot.
Juju Smith.
Juju Smith. He's becoming like a good like young star for y'all.
Yeah, but Juju's number 2. He was never number 1. I mean, not yet though.
I got you. Yeah.
Number 1 probably a year or 2.
Okay. My follow-up question is because you just mentioned like Big Ben's the problem. So, do you think you guys should like just trade him, not re-sign him, and like draft a new quarterback soon or something like that, or like, what's your thoughts on that?
Big Ben is 38, I think. So
He's old.
yeah, so trading him isn't really up to discussion right now. So the best bet is to put all I don't like saying this, but just put all our eggs in his basket, I guess.
I got you.
That's what we can do.
Because like not to like talk bad about him, but like he's still been and like historically he's been a good quarterback throughout the years for you guys. It's just now at this tail end of his career, it's just like he doesn't have enough in the tank. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. So why would you get rid of his top receiver? You gotta think about that.
That's a good point because like Antonio Brown for you guys, a stud, all-star. Like the man was a menace and a force to be reckoned with.
That was Ben's. Yes, and that was Ben's best series.
I'm looking at his stats.
Juju, and what's the third receiver's name? I don't know, but listen, man, we had a nice little click, and they just ruined it.
Yeah, I don't like how it just like broke apart.
Martavius Bryant. Martavius Bryant.
Martavius Bryant. I know. Now that you mentioned the name, I do remember that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the third receiver. My fault.
But I'm over here looking at like Ben Roethlisberger's like stats for last year. He had a 56.5 completion rate or percentage. He had 351 yards. He had 1 interception. And he didn't play that much because he got injured. Oh my goodness, he got injured last season too.
Yeah, he was hurt last year. Every quarterback was hurt last year. I'm trying to tell you, we were playing with a fourth-string quarterback who didn't know what he was doing half the time.
I can see why. Okay, I completely have forgotten about the injury.
If we had Big Ben last season, we go 12-4 minimum.
I believe you on that because like he only played 2 games. He only played 2 games, bro. For his career, he's been pretty good because he's got a 64.3 completion rate, 56K yards, 363 touchdowns, only 191 interceptions.
Yeah,
now, I have a quick trivia question for you, my guy.
What's up?
Ben Roethlisberger was the 11th overall pick in the first round, but of which draft for the Steelers? 2002, 2003, 2004, or 2005?
04, bro.
04? All right, you got it. I'm not gonna say that you Googled it because you hide your face when you said it, but you got it. Okay. I didn't know that he was from Miami, Ohio.
Uh-huh.
Most randomest college to be at. If you were right, another question I want to ask you: if you were the GM of the Steelers, what would you try to get for in return of Ben Roethlisberger if you could trade him? You can be unrealistic. You can be like treated like a fantasy league, or you can be realistic if you want. Draft picks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Draft.
I agree with you because like since he's so old, you need like those picks in return that I can give you someone that could be a stud in the future.
Now you thinking.
You guys are tied for the record of most Super Bowl appearance. Super Bowl wins.
Wins. Not appearance. We win.
My bad. Wins. Which is pretty impressive because you guys have been in the Super Bowl 8 times and won 6. That's Michael Jordan status. You know what I mean? Not fully because Michael. You know what I mean though, because like it's a lot of appearances and like it's a good percentage.
Which one did we lose? I don't even remember the ones we lost. We lost to Dallas, and we lost to.
I'm trying to see if I can find it over here.
The Packers. But the Packers won. Big Ben folded. When I mean he folded, he
2008?
folded. Yeah, to the Packers.
No. That's you guys won in 2008.
2010.
Super Bowl. You guys lost the Super Bowl in 2010. Yeah, that's against the Packers. You're right. Mike Tomlin has been a really good coach for y'all.
He's one of the best out, but because he's black, they always trying to get rid of him.
I was about to say because he's the only African American coach left in the NFL, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know because like when I be seeing sports,
it sounds right. It sounds right. It sounds right.
That's what I mean. ESPN and SportsCenter will always be like one of their headlines for the off seasons for football specifically. It's always like, oh my God, they're thinking about this team is that like I can't think
I'm
of a thing.
talking about they always
I
trying to
can't
get.
think of a team, but like they'll be like, oh, this team is thinking about candidates for the head coaching job, but none of these guys that are well qualified are in there, and they're all those people are like African American, and then they select like this random white guy or something.
Like you gotta understand, bro. Like a bad season of Mike Tomlin is going 8-8 or 9-7.
That's
Most
the thing.
teams,
Even
most teams in
when you
NFL
guys
will
get
love that.
injured, even when you guys get injuries and all these issues, Mike Tomlin is able to conjure it all together a team that can
Yes.
get you a 500 record. You know what I mean?
Yes, bro. Most teams will love to have an 8-8 season. Like that's their high point in a decade. You feel me?
How do you feel about in football? Because, like, this is my thing with football. That's only, like, 16, 17, 18 games, whatever it is exactly. Like, it's not that much of a gap in order to, like, for, like, you know what I mean in the sense? Like, if you get an injury, you're screwed for the whole season. Your playoff hopes are done. What do you think about that? Like, would you change anything?
My fault. Nah, there's not much you could. Bro, you gotta understand. So football is a contact sport,
Mm-hmm.
right?
So is hockey. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Nah.
You
So
telling me hockey people don't get more concussions than you? I mean,
hockey
football.
people get more breaks. Football is contact. Every sport is every single play. You feel me?
Okay. That's a good point. That's a really
And,
good.
and on top of that, in football, are you wearing cleats and running at somebody? In hockey, you wearing ice skates. Like you're not coming that fast at me.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it's 350 pound grown man hitting you. Which hockey player is 250 pounds?
Not a lot, honestly. None of them, honestly. So I get that point. That's a good argument. I just don't like how in like I get that it's a contact sport, but I feel like the chances of team making the playoffs are so little in a season that's only 16 games. Because like the fact that it's only 8-8, that's a 500 exact on the line record. That's crazy for me.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
No, my bad.
Nah, you good.
I was gonna say as an outsider fan, like for me, because like football is always a sport that I've always tried to gain as much knowledge, as much like enthusiasm into it. But like the fact that it's such like a short season and like there's so much like space in between games, it's like I've always found it weird because like growing up, it's always been sports for me that's been like they back to back. But football is so like spread, and I get it that you gotta spread it out to like the financial aspects of it for like the health aspects.
Anticipation too.
Anticipation. That's a good thing. That's the one thing I love about football. Sundays here in America, everything turns to football. It all shuts down. Doesn't matter. You go to church. Great.
It's all about the build-up.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one thing I like about football because it's really been a sport that can like turn everything like the focus. It could shift it to just that thing. It's like Sundays aren't like I don't remember which movie it was, but like there's a quote that says Sundays used to be the day of the church, but now it's for football.
Correct.
It's just crazy, and like I'm trying to gain as much knowledge and like learn more about football since I haven't been around it for that long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but like, what are your other favorite teams in sports? Like, are you a Philly fan for basketball then, since they don't have a team in Pittsburgh?
I don't really have a favorite basketball team, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Like I follow the Nets because I'm from Brooklyn. That's where I used to live. The Pelicans was my 2K team.
I know you nonstop used the Pelicans on 2K, and now they got Zion too. That's in a couple of years the Pelicans are looking deadly.
Not even a couple, probably next year.
Yeah, because Zion got a little injured, but I'm taking into account the fact that like, because here's the thing with me and Zion, man. Like, I feel like with the way he plays, he's just bound to get injured a lot. So I don't know if he'll actually be able to sustain like a full season early in his career, like Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? Like Joel Embiid couldn't stay on the floor for more than like 50 games in a season.
That's what I'm saying. Cause I mean, but then again, like that comes to their body type and like how they play. You feel me? Like Zion, he's always jumping. This is what he does. Yeah. Embiid had bad knees from the rip, and on top of that, on top of that, son, in college, Embiid was real skinny. I don't
Yes,
know if you remember that.
I do remember that. He would look
Now
like
he-
Hakeem Olajuwon in the flesh.
Exactly. Now he's some big husky guy. His knees wasn't made for that.
That's a good point. I feel like Zion
And
belongs in
he's
the
lazy.
football field. I feel like Zion belongs in the football field though, with his frame and body.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine like a running back or a line or like the defenseman, like the people
Defensive end. Are we scared?
defensive end or something.
Are we
Like
scared?
Like Zion would be impossible to like as a running back. If you see Zion, you'd be like, "Damn it, I can't go through
Yo.
that."
I'm telling my lineman, take his knees out.
That's a good point. That's a good
He
point.
better not touch me this whole game. Take his knees out. Because if he touched me, he's picking me up and throwing me.
Yeah, that's honestly, I agree with you. Sheesh.
You feel me?
Yeah. So, are you a fan of other sports besides basketball and football, or like those are your key sports you stick with?
Damn, not really.
No lacrosse, no. What's the MMA? No like UFC, nothing like that. No like weird sports like that. No golf, no Tiger Woods.
Not that I could think of. I mean, like, yeah, like I might follow them, but
I got you. Okay.
I don't take that much interest in it.
Lastly, like the last question for the football topic I'll ask you is like, with the whole coronavirus situation happening and everything, what do you think is gonna happen to the NFL season? Do you like, cause like they're the one sport that got kind of lucky with like traditionally it starts in the fall, and we're still not even close to the fall yet. We're just starting the summer. Like, you think
that'll be okay.
You think it'll be okay?
Yeah, because I personally think the corona is going to slow down around August, September.
Okay.
So they'll probably skip the preseason. Take a month to get everything situated, and then start the season up on time.
Okay. Hopefully that's true, and it can go into full.
Minor delay, with a minor delay, like probably like 2-3 weeks, it might not start on time. You feel me?
Okay, so like you're saying it's gonna start, but like it might be like a couple weeks from like either earlier, backwards, whatever it is. Like it'll have a shift, but a small shift. You mean?
Correct.
Okay. I can see that honestly, because like we don't know what's gonna happen. Like there's still so much time left before the NFL season is supposed to start. So I can see that happening.
That's what I'm saying. You feel me?
Now, lastly, we're gonna talk a little about the Jordan documentary, because Michael Jordan, His Airness, His Royal Highness, whatever you want to call him, the GOAT, like that documentary was really good, and I got a chance to sit down and watch all the episodes. So like 1 to 10, what would you rate this documentary from what you watched?
I give it a 8.59.
8.59. Okay. Why not a 10?
I didn't like how they like bounce around from like different times and shit.
That's the one thing we were talking about earlier. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
It is hard to keep up. Like it bounces back too much. Like episode 1 starts talking about when Jordan was like in Carolina, and then it jumps back to like this game of the Bulls, him dunking on someone. I'm like, wait a minute, you just can't do that. I feel like if it's a documentary and you're explaining the story, and not only are you explaining the story, you have different perspectives and people talking about it, you should do it chronologically.
And I didn't like how they portrayed Scotty either, bro.
They kind of did Scotty dirty, but I mean, but can we both agree that Scottie Pippen should have not sit out that time about the Tony Kukoc stuff? Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, Scotty took a 7-year, $1.8 million deal.
That's his agent's fault.
Yeah, come on. Come on.
He's underpaid. He's very undervalued. Whenever I talk to my dad about this, he's always like, yo, he should have gotten more money. And I'm like, okay, he should have. But, like, it's so many complicated things that go.
He played basketball for fun in college and in high school. That's when it was for fun. That was when it was free. When you get to the league, you better get your money and what's it called? To secure your funds. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Get your bank. Get your bag.
It's like, yeah, like it's his fault for taking the 7 years for trying to be secure. But then management should have saw his value around the second and third year that he was blowing up. And we're like, yo, Let's pay him some more money.
Oh, I agree with you. I like management didn't do anything good in that regard either. Like management's at fault too, because like sure you paid this big hefty contract to Michael Jordan, which kind of gave away the flexibility you have in a team, but I'm pretty sure you can give away more money in order to like because you could like since it's 7 years you could have shortened that contract and then some of that money just added it into like the 3 years you would have done in a resign contract. You know what I mean?
Right. So wait. So like, how much did they sign Michael Jordan for? It was like 30 mil, right?
It was over the salary cap of that time. That's the issue. Michael Jordan was like a never before seen contract that was like too big. That's like.
All right. So boom, ready?
Mm-hmm.
So why couldn't they knock off maybe 3-4 million off of Michael Jordan's contract, right? And then knocked off like 3-4 years off of Scotty's contract, right? So now Scotty's getting more money, and Michael will still be happy because now Scotty's happy. And when Michael's happy, Scotty's happy. When Scotty's happy, Michael's happy. And what does that equal? Equals more wins. I mean, they were gonna win regardless. Let's just be honest.
No, I agree with you. Like, if you would have done something like that, it would have been beneficial for the whole team. And like this whole issue that happened, the last dance, and like the team breaking up, probably would have not have happened. You know what I mean?
They would have had 2 more years.
You gotta remember though, Michael Jordan didn't want to be involved in this whole thing. He stepped out. He said in the sidelines about it. He's like, "Yo, that's not my issue."
Why is it not his issue? He was running basketball at that time.
I don't know. Like from what I saw in the documentary, he just didn't like to talk about it or just be involved about it. The people that got involved in that was like people like Phil Jackson. And
that's pussy shit.
That's the coach. The coach is only there to coach you. He's not the one that's supposed to stand up for you.
Listen, all I gotta say is, bro. Excuse me.
No, you're good.
Look, so Michael Jordan was getting hella money from Nike, hella money from Pepsi. I'm pretty sure he signed he endorsed by Pepsi, right? Yeah. He had all these endorsements on top of his big ass contract. Nobody was getting hurt. Him taking the loss and giving something to Scotty. Nobody.
Oh, I agree with you 100%. If Michael Jordan wouldn't have lost anything, like besides the gambling money, but like you know what I mean? Like he wouldn't have lost anything from like giving a little bit of like just the pinch. Like imagine just the freaking pinch about that money to Scotty.
That's
like that. That's one of the biggest like things that I saw in this like documentary is like how Scotty was portrayed. Not just the way he was portrayed, the way that the Bulls management. Because sure, like Jerry Krause and like all those people, like sure, they were the ones that made the team become what they were. Like they laid the groundwork, made the trades, made the draft selections, whatever. At the end of the day, you gotta keep your players happy, and you can't be selfish about it.
No, you can't at all.
It don't work at all. And I don't like how this man was saying in interviews like, "Oh, it's management, it's us, the team. We're like better than the players." You're not playing, my guy. Like you're not the one in the court sweating out, putting in the effort every day, every night in the gym, grinding, actually practicing your form, whatever it is.
You're signing contracts.
You don't want signing the contract. You play a part. It's 50-50. If like at most, if you want to like give them in the equity, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
What other things did you peep in the documentary? Because like the Rodman stuff, like that's all stuff that I knew beforehand. You know what I mean? Like the Bad Boy Pistons documentaries. Like
yeah, I knew about that.
I've seen that before. I wanted to know new stuff.
Something I peeped, right, was like if you check social media, like whenever they start the LeBron and Jordan documentary, not the Jordan and LeBron argument, right? They always say Jordan didn't play calm. Jordan was playing against like basic athletes. You feel me?
That's not true.
But listen. If you watch the doc like precisely, bro, from like 92 and was it 92 or 91? It was one of them and above. He was playing against people his size, people bigger than him. Like for some reason, the league just expanded, and it was like, all right, so now what's the argument? Because like he's still doing the same thing he was doing when he was playing against those basic athletes, right?
Yeah.
All right, so now he has stronger, faster, better people on him, and he's still killing everyone. They're all scared of him.
No, yeah, that's true. Everyone was scared of Jordan. Not only his teammates were even scared of this man for like the attitude and the way he would just treat basketball like a like his life. You know what I mean? It's wow. It's wow. And like about the Jordan LeBron, like I did an episode on the podcast way earlier. Like I compare both, like not just statistically and like awards and all that, but like their teammates and like the competition they face. Like you can't tell me like Michael Jordan played against like all the legends Michael Jordan faced. You know what I mean? All
That's
those
what
great
I mean.
players, all those great teams, and with the supporting cast he had, like LeBron James gets super teams built around him with like Kevin Love, Kyrie, J.R. Smith, all these people, or Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and all these defenders and three-point shooters. Michael Jordan was doing with people like Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman had like a total of 7, 8 All-Star appearances. You know what I mean? Like
No. So Scotty and Dennis did their thing, and
they did
BJ
their thing.
Armstrong.
No. I'm not trying to diminish the fact like they were really good players individually and all that. But like when you besides them, who else would you say was a star player quality person that Michael Jordan played with?
BJ Armstrong made the All-Star team.
Once.
Ron Harper made the All-Star team too. I'm pretty sure.
He
I
made
think
it once. Steve Kerr didn't make no All-Star teams or get no awards.
And
Luke Longley? Come on, Luke Longley, really? Like, don't tell me Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish was 40 when he played with the Bulls.
I'm just you said name people. I'm just naming them for you.
I know. I'm trying to think. The Steve Kerr thing. I did not know anything about the Steve Kerr fight and all that happened in the documentary.
Yeah, he punched that nigga in the face.
But then Michael Jordan respected the hell out of him just because this little white guy stood up to him.
That's all Michael wanted was for you to stand up to him. He had the alpha mindset, but he had a negative alpha mindset.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Cause all right, so the alpha mindset, right? Like you have the one alpha who uplifts everybody around him.
Mm-hmm.
Like so they follow him in a good way. Then you had the bully alpha who belittles you, so you feel beneath him. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And you're forced to follow him, or you're forced to step up and challenge him eventually,
mm-hmm.
which worked in his favor. Obviously, he won 6 championships.
So would you say, which one of those two types of alphas would you say Michael Jordan was?
The bully one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The bully one.
But how about Kobe Bryant? Would you say he was the same?
From what I've heard, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure because Kobe Bryant, I didn't know how actually related and connected he was with Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? And he basically learned everything out of Michael Jordan. And looking back at it, that makes sense now because Kobe Bryant was will scream at your face, get mad at you, talk trash.
Tell you trash.
Mm-hmm. Like with Pau Gasol and the Lakers, that team when he was just talking grimy about you can't do this, you gotta do this, and then they won those two chips. It was 2 chips with Pau Gasol he won, right? Yeah. Now
and on top of that,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Kobe and Michael were the bully alphas, right?
Yep.
And LeBron is a nice alpha.
I can agree with that. LeBron's not gonna get. Besides, if you're not J.R. Smith, I think you're fine from getting yelled at by LeBron.
Yeah.
That's a good point you make. Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan was the nice alpha because
I wouldn't even say he was an alpha, bro. I wouldn't even say that.
I feel like that's a debate for another day, another time, then, because I get it, because Greg Popovich was there for him.
Yeah, I'm about to say, so Papa's alpha in that situation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tim just shut up and did his job.
That's a good point. Tim Duncan was very quiet. Tim Duncan was very quiet. I don't even know where that came from. Ignore that.
No, see, you could be a quiet alpha like Kawhi.
Kawhi's a definition of a quiet alpha. This man does not talk at all, but he's a cold-blooded killer.
He will kill you.
He will kill you, and he'll be
he will look you in your face.
He'll have a smile and
psychopath, but it's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Kawhi's one of my favorite players. The way he just does everything on the court. The man's just nonchalant, I guess you could say. The man doesn't care about publicity or anything. He's just he's a ball.
It just does him is perfect.
Which Jordan Bulls team would you say was your favorite though? Would you say it was like the one with Horace Grant and the first three-peat, or would it be the latter three-peat with Dennis Rodman?
Repeat the question.
Which Michael Jordan Bulls team was your favorite, or like do you think was the better one? The first three-peat with Horace Grant and B.J. Armstrong, or the second three-peat with people like Luke Longley and Dennis Rodman?
The second one.
The second one?
Because
Why
in
is
the
that?
second one, Michael knew he was untouchable.
Yeah, he
You
was in
feel me?
another place mentally.
He knew he could do whatever he wanted. And on top of the second one, y'all don't know this, but he developed a jump shot.
That's true. That's when he actually was able to shoot threes or like long mid ranges with no issue.
When he got that jump shot,
There's no way to stop him because that was really the last thing he needed in his arsenal to like develop. You know what I mean?
All right, because like he'll drive, they'll tackle him. Like, all right, you want to tackle me? I'm gonna pull up in your face.
And I see highlights of Jordan nonstop. Like some of his craziest games were him going off from the 3-point line. You know what I mean? Like statistically speaking.
I'm trying to tell you, this man was he was a devil.
Like, have you seen? I think it was in the documentary, but you saw the game where he broke the the playoff record for most points in the game.
It was like 61, 69?
65, I believe, to be exact.
I saw that, yeah.
Like he went 6 or 7 for 7, something like that from 3.
Yeah, bro. When he came back with that jump shot, it was over. But I'm trying to tell you that for anybody who was in front of this man.
Definitely. I personally like the first Bulls team better because like you had B.J. Armstrong and Horace Grant were like I know that team was dysfunctional at the end with the whole book that came out and Horace Grant being the snitch and all that stuff that happened, whatever. But like I feel like since that's the original team, like at least Horace Grant was an offensive weapon and Dennis Rodman would just grab the rebound and just kick it out. Like I guess that's my type of argument. You had like a more like an actual offense. Then like with the second team, it all relied on Jordan and Scotty. And Steve Kerr a little bit. Like
I mean, that was pretty much every Jordan team. And on top of that, in the second three-peat, it was way better comp.
That's a good okay. I
Way
can see
better
that. Okay. I can see that because like the competition back then wasn't as good as the second three-peat. It's kind of crazy. This man retired, played baseball, said, actually, I don't know how I feel about this baseball thing. Came back and dominated on people. You know what I mean?
Gangster.
No other athlete does that. No other athlete has done that in the history of sports.
That's what I'm saying.
So, the rating I would have to give the documentary is probably like an 8 or a 9.
8 or 9, yeah, that's cool.
8 or 9. That's for me. I loved it because since we're all in quarantine, it was more content for me to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I respect that.
Any other thoughts on the Jordan documentary you want to say, or like any other thing?
I want to see a Kobe one.
That'd be awesome, and especially now that he died, I believe that's actually more of a possibility. You know what I mean?
Nah. I mean, yeah, Kobe one. I was gonna say AI, but they already have one for him.
There's a couple AI stuff. I've seen it on YouTube.
Yeah, so it's not
AI, bro. AI was like an icon. He deserves a whole.
He was a demon.
He deserves a 10-part documentary. I don't care what you gotta do it. If you gotta do like a whole episode about him in the Pistons or in the Grizzlies for like that small last like time. And like I'm a Carmelo Anthony fan. Him being in that Denver Nuggets team with Carmelo, like
that would be a good series. Carmelo one.
A Carmelo one. Ooh.
That would be a good one.
I don't know, cause like I feel like you'll be seeing him shooting a lot of shots.
Nah, cause I saw this video the other day. I think it was Steven Jackson talking about it. He said, if Melo would have been drafted to the Pistons, they would have had 3 championships. And it was Paul Pierce. And his whole narrative, like right now, would have been different, 100%.
Oh, easily. Carmelo Anthony should have gotten drafted by the Pistons. They needed a wing player that can actually shoot. They had Tyshawn Prince. That was a defensive person. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I agree with that because, like, even more than 3 possibly, they would have had more, like 4 or 5. Like, you don't even know because, like, that core in Detroit, that core they had there bro, they already were good enough, and they had a top 3 pick that draft. Like that was it. Like not even Carmelo. If they would have drafted Chris Bosh or if they would have drafted Dwayne Wade, who knows, bro?
That's what I'm saying. They could have went either which way. You feel me? Crazy.
Like just imagine D Wade and the Pistons winning like 3 games.
That would be crazy, bro.
And then LeBron saying, "I'm taking my talents to Motown," and then like I don't know, that'd just be hilarious in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Dylan, any other thoughts or any final things you want to say for the episode?
Thanks for having me, bro. I'll be more than welcome to come back if you want me to.
Of course,
Great
bro.
conversation.
You're more than welcome to. You're one of our golden guests, bro.
Say that, bro. Black Lives Matter.
All day, baby. RP.
That's all I gotta say, bro.
I got you. Nah, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us in the podcast. I really appreciate it. Like having people be here for different episodes. I just try to get as much people as I can. So knowing that I can count on you, thank you so much, my guy.
Oh yeah, thank you. Of course. Shout out my mom.
Okay. Okay.
Go listen to my little cousin's song. He just dropped one.
Okay, send me the link and I'll put it on the YouTube description. Like I'm dead ass. Just send me the link and I'll put it on the YouTube description.
All right, bet. All right, y'all.
All right. Thank you for watching or listening to us, people. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Peace out.